Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today on visual content. This is the presentation on visual content. We'll be exploring how visuals can enhance communication, boost engagement, and tell compelling stories. So, let's dive in and discover the power of visual content together. Now, let's take a look at this series of images. The first image here really sets the stage for what we're exploring today. It visually highlights the core concept we're focusing on. As you can see, it emphasizes the key points in a clear and engaging way. This image helps us understand the main idea and how it connects to the bigger picture we're discussing. It's important to keep these visuals in mind as they illustrate the foundational elements that support the overall theme of our presentation. By understanding this image, you'll see how these concepts are interconnected and why they matter. So, let's keep this in mind as we move forward and delve deeper into the details. Now, let's take a closer look at this series of images. Here, you can see the progression of key concepts we've been discussing. Each image illustrates an important point that builds on the previous one, helping us understand the bigger picture. Notice how the visuals emphasize the relationships between different elements, highlighting how they interconnect within the overall framework. This visual sequence reinforces the idea that, whether we're talking about processes, strategies, or data, a clear and logical flow is essential. It's a reminder that understanding these connections is crucial for effective implementation and decision-making. As we move forward, keep these visuals in mind. They'll serve as a guide to help us see the bigger picture more clearly. Now, let's take a closer look at the third image in this series. As you can see, it highlights a critical aspect of our topic. Here, we're focusing on how key points are visually represented to enhance understanding. It's important to notice the details that emphasize the connections between concepts and how they fit into the bigger picture. This visual helps us see the progression and relationships more clearly, reinforcing the overall theme of the presentation. By paying attention to these visual cues, we can better grasp the flow of ideas and see how each piece contributes to the whole. This image really underscores the importance of clarity and connection in effective communication. Now, let's take a closer look at this series of images. In this particular slide, we see 4 different visuals that each tell a part of the story. Each image highlights a key point that ties into our overall theme of innovation and progress. The first image emphasizes the importance of creativity, showing how new ideas can spark change. The second image focuses on collaboration, illustrating that working together often leads to better solutions. The third image underscores the role of technology in driving advancements forward. And finally, the fourth image reminds us that measurement and analysis are crucial for continuous improvement. By connecting these images, we see a clear pathway. Creativity fuels ideas, collaboration enhances those ideas, technology enables implementation, and measurement ensures we stay on track. These elements combined create a powerful cycle that propels us toward our goals. This visual progression reinforces the core message of the presentation, embracing innovation through a holistic approach that integrates ideas, teamwork, technology, and evaluation. It's a compelling reminder that success often depends on how well we can blend these components together. All right, let's take a closer look at these images. Each one tells a part of the story about our topic. You'll notice how the visuals highlight key concepts that we've discussed so far. For instance, this first image emphasizes the importance of innovation in driving growth. It shows how new ideas can transform industries and create opportunities. Moving to the next image, we see a focus on collaboration, how working together can enhance problem-solving and lead to more effective solutions. And finally, this last image ties everything together, illustrating the overall impact of integrating these elements, innovation and teamwork, on achieving our goals. These visuals reinforce that success depends on a combination of creativity, cooperation, and strategic thinking, which aligns perfectly with our main theme. Now, let's take a closer look at these images. Each one tells a part of the story we've been exploring throughout this presentation. As you can see, the visuals highlight the key concepts we've discussed, such as innovation, collaboration, and adaptability. These images serve as a reminder that success often comes from combining these elements effectively. They also illustrate how our strategies can be applied in real-world scenarios, reinforcing the importance of staying adaptable and open to new ideas. Ultimately, these visuals connect back to our overall theme of continuous improvement and forward thinking. They remind us that progress is driven by both creativity and teamwork, which are essential for achieving our goals. Now, let's take a closer look at this series of images. As you can see here, each picture tells a part of the story, highlighting key concepts we've discussed so far. The first image illustrates the initial idea or challenge that set everything in motion. It's important to recognize how this foundation influences the subsequent steps. Moving to the second image, we see the development process, emphasizing the importance of strategic planning and adaptation. The third image showcases the implementation phase, where ideas start to take concrete form. Finally, the last image brings us to the results or outcomes, demonstrating the impact of the effort. These visuals collectively reinforce the idea that progress is a step-by-step journey, and understanding each stage helps us appreciate the bigger picture. This sequence underscores the importance of methodical planning and continuous improvement, which are central themes of our overall discussion. As we look at these images, I want to draw your attention to how visual representations can really enhance understanding. Each image here illustrates a different aspect of our key concepts, making complex ideas more accessible. For example, you'll notice how one image simplifies the data flow process, highlighting the key steps involved. This helps us see the bigger picture more clearly. By connecting these visuals to the overall theme, we're emphasizing the importance of clarity and effective communication in our work. When we use images thoughtfully, we not only make our points more memorable, but also engage our audience more deeply. So, keep in mind how these visual tools can support your message and make your presentations more impactful. Now, moving on to this series of images, let's take a closer look at image 9. As you can see here, we're highlighting some key concepts that tie into our overall theme. The first point I want to emphasize is how these visuals illustrate the progression of the project over time. You can really see the development from initial ideas to the more refined stages. This progression is crucial because it shows the importance of adaptability and continuous improvement. Each image here represents a milestone, reminding us that success often comes from iterative efforts and learning from each phase. Additionally, these images underline the value of collaboration. Notice how different elements come together. This is a testament to how teamwork and diverse perspectives drive innovation. Ultimately, this series reinforces that understanding the evolution of our work helps us better appreciate where we're headed and the strategies we need to keep moving forward. It's all about connecting the dots between past efforts and future opportunities. Now, let's take a closer look at these images. Each of these visuals highlights different aspects of our process and progress. As you can see, the first image emphasizes the initial planning phase, where ideas start to take shape and we set our objectives. The second image illustrates the development stage, showing how concepts are transformed into tangible outputs. Moving to the third image, we see the testing phase, which is crucial for refining our work and ensuring quality. And finally, the last image captures the implementation or launch, where all the effort culminates in delivering value. These images collectively tell the story of how we move from concept to execution, reinforcing the importance of each step along the way. They remind us that a structured approach and attention to detail drive successful outcomes, tying back to our overall theme of strategic development and continuous improvement. Now, let's take a closer look at this series of images. As you can see, each one tells a part of the story, illustrating how different elements come together to support our main theme. Image 11, in particular, highlights a key concept, showing the progression from initial idea to implementation. It emphasizes the importance of planning and adaptability in achieving success. What I want you to notice here is how these visuals connect back to the overall message of innovation and continuous improvement. They remind us that progress isn't always linear, but with the right mindset, we can navigate each step effectively. This series reinforces that understanding, helping us see the bigger picture and the interconnectedness of each stage. As we look at this series of images, I want to highlight how each one illustrates a different aspect of our overall message. The 12th image, in particular, captures the essence of what we've been discussing, how integrated solutions can truly make a difference. Notice how the visuals emphasize key concepts like innovation, collaboration, and adaptability. These are the pillars that support our approach and drive success. By connecting these ideas, we see a clear path forward, one that leverages technology and teamwork to overcome challenges. It's important to remember that these images aren't just standalone visuals. They tell a story about the future we're working toward. So, as we wrap up, I encourage you to think about how these concepts can be applied in your own work, reinforcing the overall theme of progress through strategic integration.